All right, hold on. I gotta give it a couple seconds because what? Oh, hold on. Shit, I gotta transition. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Anime Social Club. Once again, joined with your host Kid Benji today and 1080p HD. Oh wait, shit. If you're listening to this, the audio version, this is definitely the time to watch the video version of the podcast because we have face cams today. Yay! Now you can actually see us clap. You can see us fucking clap. Thank you. So once again, joined with me as always is Cold Waffles to my left, aka John, right in the middle. Say hi.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
And then on the other end, we have Bridget, aka Kuronuma, right over there.
Hi.
Right over there. And of course, John has to be in the middle because John, look at, we can do hearts. We can do hearts with our hands now. Look at, you see that?
Wait, sorry.
Right there.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Whatever, close enough. We'll work on that later. But today, not only do we have face cams for you, but we also have some amazing news to go over from this past week, which it was. Thank you, Austin Senju, for the follow. Anime Expo and spring wrap up. So, as you guys already know, this last week was one of the biggest anime conventions in the world. I would say, if not the biggest. Where a lot of announcements were made, which, to be quite honest, was a little bit underwhelming. But we're going to get into that in a sec. And then we're going to do it with our spring wrap up. Basically, we're just going to talk about some of our favorites from this past spring, as well as shows that we watched that maybe weren't seasonal. So we'll get more into that a little bit later. But apart from all that, so before we dive right in, how are you two doing? You guys having a good week, good day, good time?
I am having the best week, to be honest. It's been very busy, but honestly, it's just been incredible. A lot of good things are happening right now.
That makes me happy. And you, Kuro, you've made some big moves this week.
I have. I just dyed my hair. I just started my cosplay Instagram, so we're making big moves this week.
And you got new glasses too, so.
I did, and I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow.
Nice. Big
Hell
changes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you guys haven't already, or if you want the Instagram, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And everybody that subscribes gets Kuro's I'm just kidding. Tell them what it is, Kuro. I forgot what it was.
It is at Coronama Cosplays.
Coronama Cosplays. And we'll have it linked. We'll have it linked in the description of this episode. So you guys go over there, drop a follow, drop some likes, drop some comments, show some love. She did an incredible Ergo Proxy cosplay. Was it?
Yeah.
Did you do? It was today, right?
Yep. I also did Asuka.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we have Lil from Ergo Proxy and Asuka from Evangelion. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead, show her some love on that as well. And just like I said, if you guys are listening to the audio version, check us out on YouTube. Just search Anime Social Club, and links for everything that we're going to talk about will be down below and all that good stuff. So, which I just made a lot of work for myself this week with the fucking description and timestamping. So anyways, let's not worry about the logistics. And we'll go ahead and dive right in. But overall, what are your guys' general feeling about Anime Expo this year in terms of like what you've heard so far? Let's go ahead and go to Bridget or Kuro. Kuro. I got to stop with the real names. People don't like that. Kuro.
Yeah, I think for me it was kind of underwhelming. There's a couple of like cool things that interested me, but nothing that particularly that I'm super excited about.
I feel it. What about you, Waffles?
Yeah, it seemed pretty lukewarm. Nothing incredible for me.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some good things. We'll get to them.
Yeah, and what really like boggled my mind was that I don't get how there wasn't like just a ton of like insane like announcements. Like I feel like for as big as Anime Expo is, and you guys saw, I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, but there was like insane crowds. Like there was like the most people I've ever seen at an anime thing like ever. Like I've never seen that many people show up for something that niche related other than like comic books or like superhero stuff before in the past, like San Diego Comic-Con. But I just would think that they'd have a lot more major announcements to show, considering like there's just a fuck ton of people that show up.
Yeah.
There's a ton of people that show up. And what was the most interesting part? I actually saw a video of someone that was on the show floor before it opened. The Evangelion booth, like you would think Evangelion, right? It's like the biggest thing in anime, like ever.
Right.
It's a titan. Their booth was literally a like a 10x4 wire mesh setup, and they wrote the movie premiere times on a whiteboard. I was like,
oh my god,
it's just
very high production value.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like when in like San Diego Comic-Con or like all the Comic-Con places, like Marvel and like all these iconic things, they have like giant signs showing like all the premieres and like all this crazy stuff going on. But it's just so weird that it's like completely different at Anime Expo. But either way, it's still good to see that there are just so many damn people interested in anime, which is good for it's good for the medium and good for us as well. That means we can get even bigger. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to our first piece of news today. So sorry guys, we're gonna cover our faces up as we go through this. Bam. All right. Let me move this here. All right, move this here. I'm so intelligent. All right, cool. So, they showed the first 10 minutes of the new Evangelion film online with French subtitles, which I believe it just got taken down, right, Waffles?
Yeah. When I just checked, you can't watch it anymore. But it was in French subtitles anyway, because it was screened in Paris. But I can read French, so I was a little upset that I couldn't watch it. But yeah, the first 10 minutes of the new movie 3+1, which I don't know why they're not just calling it 4, but whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I mean, it's an Evangelion film. What would it be without any nuance,
Yeah.
Imagine if they just pull like the biggest bait and switch, and it's just a recap movie of the last two.
Yeah, what if it's 3 and 1 combined into one movie?
Combined, yes. They're just retelling everything that happened, which would it would be the biggest insult in like just media history in general.
Yeah.
But have you guys had a chance to see 1 through 3 yet? Like the new ones, 0.1, 2, and 3?
I haven't seen the rebuilds at all, no, to be honest.
What about you,
Me
Carole?
neither. I'm not really sure if I want to, because I don't know how well received they are.
There's a huge amount of controversy, which I do a weekly group watch right now, and we're watching Evangelion, and there was a pretty long debate going on about whether or not people should watch them or shouldn't watch them. And Fact says they are awesome. He was on one side of this. And then the other side is that they're terrible and they ruin everything about Evangelion, and you should never watch them because it ruined your experience. So who knows? I think I'll probably watch them eventually, because I think more can't hurt me. It's
what
just
are
a
their
show
context
anyway.
like to the series? Like what is their relation? Are they like continuations? Are they
I think it's like the same events but in a different timeline.
Yeah, that's what they said. So there's like new characters and new mechs and stuff. And I think some of the idea behind it was like, oh, this is how Evangelion was meant to be told. This was the true vision, because as with like the original production, like they ran out of money, and that's why we got the ending that we got. So this was supposed to be like the true reincarnation of Evangelion, but as you can see, not a lot of people really took too well.
Yeah, I'm not so sure, because I'm like a fan of the manga, but I don't know. I like the original Evangelion. It's like my favorite. I like it better than End of Evangelion, so I'm not quite sure I would like the rebuilds.
Yeah, it'll be. Well, I mean, so like it's really hard for me to say that like I'm gonna watch them right away. I kind of want them all to come out and then watch them, back to back to back, because I hate being left on a cliffhanger, especially for something like this. Like it's like I just want to see it all, put it all together. Thank you, please. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and move on to the next piece of news, which is I will take the reins from here. Carole Tuesday anime's first half debuts worldwide on Netflix on August 30th. And for those of you that don't know, Carole Tuesday is the premiere anime that debuted last season in spring and took the anime world of music by storm, giving us a quality production experience by the likes of which have not been seen in this generation, setting a new bar for music anime for decades to come. What I'm trying to say is, if you haven't seen Carole Tuesday, fucking watch it. It's an amazing show, in all seriousness. But this is one of the most promising things in general for anime that's going to be coming out on Netflix, because normally what they'll do is that they'll wait for the entirety of the series to premiere and then post it. But this is great because we're getting closer to the point where hopefully we get the weekly showings from Netflix, like they do with Japan, instead of just putting it off to the fucking end and then giving it all of us in just one serving. But for me, it just really sucks that they weren't doing it for this, because a lot of this show's music is very Western, and it caters to like the current scene. So I feel like a lot of it was hurt by not premiering it initially in the States, alongside the Japanese release. But hey, I'll take this. They didn't have to do this. They could have waited till it all premiered. But yeah, I'm just glad we're getting something, and you bet your ass that I will be doing a rewatch of this. So that
I was so nervous. They were gonna not release this until like December. So this is very nice. This is a nice treat for us to be able to have it over the summer. It still sucks. Like Netflix, you need to figure out simulcasting, because so many people already watched it illegally. So like if you're gonna license something, you gotta be putting it out when everyone else is, because otherwise, how do you even compete? But luckily, I think Netflix doesn't really have the same demographic as like Crunchyroll or High Dive, because a lot of people with Netflix are normies. So a lot of people watching the Netflix anime are not necessarily gonna find those illegal channels anyway. But they still need to figure out simulcasting. They need to get their shit together. And also, I just wanted a quick aside in the chat. You calm down, calm the fuck down, okay? FLCL is incredible. School days as well. And
whoa, hey.
We've already talked about it.
Well, like I said, we'll save that for the special controversy podcast that we'll be doing pretty soon. Stay tuned. We'll get to that soon. But
I can't stand. We're talking about news right now, okay? Real news. And then in the chat, I'm seeing fake news. There's a lot of fake news happening in the chat. So I just had to set the story straight. Okay?
It's all good. Speaking of which, General Franchise, I think they did do that with Little Witch Academia, but I feel like it killed so much of the hype for it. I don't really remember anyone talking about it that much.
They did it with Violet Evergarden, and that worked.
Yeah, I think, but for Violet Evergarden, it really caught on to. I think people were already on Netflix because they were watching the Devilman Crybaby series.
That's true.
A lot of it really got out there, so eyes were already gonna be on whatever was premiering on their platform. So it kind of got a little bit of a boost from that initially. And I don't know. I'm not saying that Carole Tuesday isn't gonna have as much impact as it normally would. I think that it could have just been greater. Because I think this is another one of those shows that it's a great intro show for people that haven't experienced anime before, because it's very pleasing and easy to get people into this series, and then it's a great way to introduce you to the medium as a whole. But Violet was weekly here. Was it really? I did not know that.
Duck.
I did not know Violet was weekly. That's insane. I thought they
I don't know where Ikari's from.
Oh yeah, that's
Netflix
true.
has been making some good picks though. You gotta say they've been making some good
I will
picks.
say they're making
Crybaby
some good
and
picks.
Evergarden.
Kakegurui, a little bit questionable, but
I love. Hey, no, you shut your mouth. Kakegurui is a gem and a treasure, and so is Yumiko, and I will protect that smile. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next piece of news. You're trash.
Next news.
You know what? Take this away, Waffles. This is the.
So Promare, if you haven't heard about it, is the new Trigger film, and it looks incredible. It looks like almost like a modern, fuck, my words are leaving me. Redline. It looks like a modern like it's just beautiful to look at. Obviously they didn't put the same amount of time in, and it's not going to be quite that level, but like Trigger really seems like it went all out on this movie. Now, if you live in North America, good luck trying to watch it. It came out June 26th. I can't find it anywhere. So the news for this one is that Promare is now being released in North America. It's also getting a dub. I don't think we know who's licensing it yet, but if it's getting a dub, it'll probably be available through legal channels finally in America. Let's go.
That'll be dope, because I think from the whole premise that I've seen about it and all the hype around it, I think this is like a more open movie for a lot more people to get into it, you know? Like this would be something that someone would probably see on a poster and be like, hey, that looks interesting, let's go check that out, you know?
Yeah, and the staff behind it, I mean, they're all people who make things that are, you know, very visually pleasing and pleasing to the ear as well, you know, like Kill la Kill and Attack on Titan. So I think it is it's pretty hype.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to catch it when it premieres here in the States. So
yeah, in the chat, Quiz is saying that I see Kamina. Yeah, it basically, he looks like a Kamina clone, and who doesn't love Kamina? So
I love Kamina.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next piece of news as well. Kuro, you wanna take this away for us?
Oh, yes, I do. So it has been officially announced that Crunchyroll will be simulcasting the series Given for this summer. I love Given. I read the manga for it like a year ago. The anime got announced. I was really excited, and it's a boys love anime, so I was really concerned that it wasn't going to get picked up by anybody, because the trailer looks really good. Like, the animation's really high quality. It looks like it's going to be really, really good. So I'm glad Crunchyroll specifically simulcast it, because I think that's where most people watch seasonals at this point. So yeah.
And I'm like, yes, a music anime that I don't have to scour the internet for.
Yeah,
you know,
basically.
And I have been, ever since I finished Beck, oh my god, I've been craving another like rock-esque type show, and I feel like this is just gonna like rightfully fill that hole in my heart that I have right now.
Yes.
Because I'm like, man, I need more of it. And the little bit of audio that we got from like the singer actually is pretty good. So it's like, yes, like I'm so stoked for it. But
the whole like premise of the show is about like surprise this person can sing. So like
I love that. I'm
excited.
I'm an absolute sucker for that that whole premise, being an American, you know? And like, I don't know, we abuse it all the time with our what's it called with our reality TV shows, you know, America's Got Talent, American Idol, stuff like that. But I'm all for it. I don't care. It's one of those things I'll just eat up every day. It's like lasagna. I could eat it every day for the rest of my life. What about you, Waffles? Are you hyped are you guys hyped as we are?
I am. I think that that Given it looks like a really, really good music anime. Like the way that they are animating the instruments, the way that they're using like real name brands. It looks like it's going to be really incredible. So the fact that Crunchyroll is picking it up, that is just huge.
Exactly. And that's
because they don't usually touch yaoi.
I know.
Well, this is
That's why I
shonen.
was surprised.
Well, I just been educated. This is actually shonen AI, not yaoi.
Yes.
They need
Well,
to have
the
sex
anime is
when
shown
it's
in
yaoi.
AI. The anime is shown in AI. The manga is not. But they'll probably keep it just shown in AI. 'Cause they're definitely, based on the trailer,
Yeah.
going more. I mean, it's more about the music anyway, but they're going hard for the music aspect. The only thing I'm worried about with it is that the director has like done nothing notable.
Oh, don't say
No,
it. Oh my god.
I'm excited because I think, based on how it looks like it's gonna be really good. So this might be his first big thing. But yeah, the director hasn't really done anything.
I hate new directors right now, and I'll tell
Really?
you why at the in the spring wrap up. Just remind me, chat.
Yeah.
Remind me why I hate new directors. Okay, remind me when you get to the spring wrap up.
But the series composer has done some, bigger name
I
stuff,
hope to
so.
God they don't ruin this, man.
I know, that's my only worry. But the trailer looks good, so we'll keep it there. I mean, even the studio isn't super big. It's their big stuff was Assassination Classroom and also Asobi Asobase. So that's really the only two big things they've done.
Appreciate you, Yang Yang.
It could be a up and rising though. This could be their next big thing.
Yeah,
I'm definitely giving it a chance because that trailer looks so freaking good. That
I hope so. I mean, they've convinced me at every turn. So and with how well I'm just coming off of a high because I watched Vinland last night.
Yes.
Dear fucking oh my god! I gotta save it because next week is our first impressions podcast of this season.
I'll just say before we drop on Given, the manga is rated an 8.4, so it's got good source material. So I don't think they can mess it up too badly.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and go on to the next piece of news that we got here. Sentai Filmworks licenses Made in Abyss Dawn of the Deep Soul anime film and Food Wars Season 3 TV anime update. So touch on real quick Food Wars Season 3. Oh my god, Food Wars fans. I love Food Wars. Oh my god, it makes me want to cook and eat delicious food. I can't wait for it's October, right? I believe.
Yeah, October, and new season's out in October.
Yes.
I'm really excited.
Anyways, Waffles
takes food porn to a whole new level.
Yes, it does.
It does. It really does.
Recommended for all of you.
Cashew, your Instagram might be the only competitor for Food Wars.
That is some serious food porn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I need to
put a not safe for work tag on that one.
Of course, because if it's half of what she normally has. Anyways, Waffles, you are more into Made in Abyss manga, right? Manga, whatever the hell. I'm gonna say it's her name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but what is this gonna?
The adaptation is good, but what I'm really liking is that they're doing exactly what I wanted with the movie. I was worried that it was gonna be, like a lot of movies are either recaps or they're just like random shit. But they're doing exactly what I wanted, which is they're gonna do the fifth layer in the movie. Hopefully they're going to handle the entire fifth layer,
Nice.
because I think it would make for like such a perfect movie, because it's really its own arc of the manga. My other hope is that they avoid some of there's some like pedophilic shit that goes on in the fifth layer. That's all I'm going to say. It gets really bad. It gets really bad. So hopefully they don't do that at all, because there's really no reason. It doesn't do anything for the plot. There's no point in including it. Really none.
Okay.
So I think if they don't do that, they focus on the main storyline and the new characters that are going to get introduced, this could be incredible. Because this is where the anime gets, I mean, not the anime, the manga gets really good.
Yeah.
That is so, oh my god, dude. You're making me, I'm literally shaking because I'm so excited now. Dude, when I watched
the first season was just the beginning. Like that is just
so is this a continuation from the first season, or is this just a different arc? This is a continuation. Okay.
This is right after the first season.
Okay, because I couldn't remember what layer they left off in the last one.
Yeah.
The fourth.
I was
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I was just so hyped because like you guys already know, like I'm a big about like, pacing. I'm really big about like cost and consequence. And this anime just does all of that so freaking well. And it doesn't have like a bunch of like Deus Ex Machina mechanics to it when it comes to them getting out of stuff, Like there is actual loss applied to a lot of, it's one of the main themes and
Yeah.
the whole story, and it's consistent. Thank you. You know, fuck you, Astra Lost in Space. Learn how to make a fucking story. Okay,
They get fucked. They get fucked so hard.
They do.
God,
They really
In
do.
a video game.
in a video game.
Yeah.
Anyways,
They really do.
I am extremely hyped. Fucking 20. God damn, 2020. Okay. Anyways, let's go on to the next. Dude, I'm getting okay. Just so you guys know, I drank a Starbucks double shot espresso before this. Didn't realize it was a lot. Okay, next one. Direct. This is the we got the first PV for was the Weathering
the new
with You.
Shinkai movie.
Yeah, the new Shinkai movie, Weathering with You, which I don't know if you guys have seen this PV or not. It looks absolutely incredible, and the reason why I'm going to show it on a really tiny screen in the middle of this is because I don't want to get copyright claimed for when I post this on YouTube. So just squint really hard and you guys can see it, but
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks
really does.
amazing. Dare I say 5 centimeters per second? Beautiful, possibly.
5 centimeters per second.
Yeah. So look at
Every,
as we're
every
watching.
frame of 5 centimeters is like a wallpaper.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh
It's
my
beautiful.
god! And as I'm watching this PV, a lot of the same stylistic uses for the art are like reminiscent of what 5 centimeters used. So I'm super excited. Like I'm like, oh my god, like this is gonna be something like freaking awesome. But if you guys wanted to know a quick synopsis for the story, but have you guys heard anything on your end apart from just the PV announcement? Anything hype or crazy about
the preview.
Seen the preview?
No. Go ahead, Benji. Go ahead.
Yeah. But
drop some knowledge on us.
Anyways, if you guys don't know, this movie, it basically is high school freshman Hodaka Morishima, butchered that, leaves his home on an isolated island, moves to Tokyo, but immediately becomes broke. He lives his days in isolation, but finally finds a job as a writer for a shady occult magazine. After he starts his job, the weather has been raining day after day. Then one day, in a corner of the crowded and busy city, Hodaka meets a young girl named Hina Amano. I'm not even looking at the chat, but I knew you guys are talking shit about me. Due to certain circumstances, Hina and her younger brother live together, but have a cheerful and sturdy life. The bright and strong world girl possesses a strange and wonderful ability, the power to stop the rain and clear the sky. So I really like the premise. I like how it's all laid out for me. I just want something better than Your Name and A Silent Voice, which sounds really asshole-ish, but it's.
I was gonna say those are both good.
No, I'm not.
That's a pretty tough bar that you're setting. I just want something
Yeah.
better than the two best anime movies of the last 10 years. You know,
Okay,
that's all I want.
the thing is though is that there has been progression and the evolution of this drama space when it comes, like right now we're in a probably the golden age of drama and anime, like how we went through like the shonen age where it's evolved into where it is now, so we get like quality shonen almost effortlessly. That's how we're ending up with drama right now. So I'm excited to like just the possibilities of the evolution of this genre in anime. It just excites me. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Wit Studio announces Great Pretender anime for 2020. So do you guys know anything about this, or have you heard anything so far? Maybe on the interweb somewhere, anything like that?
No idea.
So
Great Pretender.
Yeah, so it is a original IP by Wit Studio, which after seeing what they're doing for Vinland Saga and what they have done for Attack on Titan, this is the hype is already building from there. And so I'm going to go ahead and read off some of the updates as well as the synopsis. So the staff got revealed this past Tuesday. So we're getting Yoshiyuki Sadamoto, who did Evangelion and Fully Cooley. He is designing the characters. And we are getting Hiro Kaburagi, who did Hozoki Ozuki's Cool Headedness, My Little Monster, and 91 Days is directing the series, which concerns me because 91 Days was the essence of mediocrity.
My Little Monster was not adapted well from the manga.
Yeah, so it's what I'm hoping is that the issue was the source material rather than the director himself. And so hopefully now that he's been given original IP is that he can execute it really well. And then we have Ryoto Kosawa, who wrote the live action Parasite and live action Always Sunset on 3rd Street, which again concerns me because these live action adaptations are never really written well. And then the last one and most emotionally confusing is we have Yutaka and Yamada, which is doing the music. He's composing the music, and he did Tokyo Ghoul and Vinland Saga. So I'm actually never mind. I'm not emotionally confused. I'm emotionally hyped because Tokyo Ghoul had amazing music.
Tokyo Ghoul soundtrack. Yeah, it's the only good thing about it.
I thought it said series composer, but no. I love the music for both of those series, so it's like I'm like, yeah, thank you. Like at least we know the music will be quality for the series.
The character designs are gonna be good too.
Oh heck yeah. You got I think Waffles is gonna be a pretty big fan of this, I would have to say. At least as far as the characters go. Yeah.
I always assume shit until proven otherwise. That's
exactly
my policy.
Yeah. And so the synopsis, really quick, I'm gonna go ahead and read it to you. Makoto Eramura is supposedly Japan's greatest swindler. Together with his partner Kuro, they try to trick a Frenchman in Asakusa, but unexpectedly get tricked instead. The Frenchman, whom they tried to swindle, turns out to be Laurent Thierry, a much higher level confidence man in control of the mafias. Eramura is yet to find out what fate awaits him after having engaged in the Frenchman's dirty jobs. So this seems really really cool. It's a unique concept. As I read this, I can't think of an anime that automatically comes to mind that would I can immediately relate this to. So it seems like the premise is there, but we'll never really know, especially with original IPs, how it's going to be executed. So my high ends is I think the music and animation is going to be good as far as the actual substance. Are we gonna get another guilty crown? Am I guilty crowning? Am I guilty crowning right now, you guys?
I don't like that.
I feel like I'm guilty crowning. Like
it sounds like something a pregnant woman would do.
Yeah, that's why I don't like that.
Am I guilty crowning? How far apart are the dilations, the contractions?
Oh man, I just don't want a guilty crown ever again. Which someone tried to tell me that guilty crown wasn't terrible. I didn't respond to that comment. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So, and like this was probably the biggest announcement for the weekend. It was also the announcement that nobody asked for, but people always wanted, right? So we're getting Akira remastered in 4K, which is incredible. I'm fucking stoked for that. But we're also getting an Akira anime as well, to go alongside this too, which I believe, like, they haven't really released a lot of information out about it, but it's going to be what happens after the whole events in Akira. And I'm like, do I want that? Do I actually want an Akira anime series? I know I definitely want the 4K remaster, but I don't know if I want an Akira anime series.
I'd only want the series if they were like adapting, because like the movie didn't adapt like the whole manga, so I'd only want the series if they're like doing a full adaptation of the actual manga, not like an aftermath.
Yeah. What about you, Waffles?
I could care less about the series, but that movie is just so fucking good, man. I don't know, like a lot of people hate on it. It seems like it's like a very big like brainlet thing to hate on Akira, but like I don't know, I love Akira. I've seen it a few times. It's usually one of the first anime movies a lot of people see, just because it's one of those movies that has some influence outside of anime. You know, like people have seen it that aren't necessarily anime fans. So this getting a remaster is is gonna be big.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be insane. And then
It's a shit adaptation. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you've read the manga and you
the
think
manga
it's
just
better,
changes it because and there's so much left out. And
right? But honestly, the number of adaptations that don't live up to the manga are just so high that it almost makes me want to just never read manga, because
but it's
it
just
seems
something
like
that deserves
it
like
ruins the anime.
a full like anime, because the issue is it's just too short.
deserving
General
and
Frenchie
should.
said it's 2,000 pages, so like
Yeah. Did
throwing in like it's just too much.
yeah, deserving
Koi
and
no
should are different
Katachi
things.
is a great adaptation, and I don't believe
I
anyone
fight
who
on
says
that
otherwise.
one. I fight on that one
It's
because
so good. It's
the
incredible.
directing was so good for it. Like the difference for me between those two in terms of adaptation, because yes, Koi no Katachi doesn't adapt the full manga either, but at least everything makes sense. And Koi no Katachi, you know, they adapted it so well that like you get the general gist. For me, Akira, I did not understand half of what was going on like the whole movie, and I was like, they're leaving out so much important information. So I think that's the difference in those two in terms of adaptation.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna watch it all. Like I'm obviously, because like how can I not watch something this like huge? But oh shoot. What was I gonna say? So Quiz had asked like how are they going to do a remaster? My film knowledge is extremely limited, but if I recall correctly, the resolution was always extremely high. It's just that at the time, technological capabilities held it back from being aired at a higher resolution. So they just take the original work and then they're just able to upscale it because it's hand drawn. So it's already at an extremely high um, quality, so it'll be easier for them to do it or something like that. I don't know. It's like a faint memory that I have about them remastering series before back in the past, but yeah, it will be cool to see though the process behind upscaling. Yeah, it'll be cool to see the process though, how they do the whole movie, especially one of this much detail.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go on to the next one. And I will take this from here. This is probably the most underwhelming announcement, but the most exciting for me personally, because as a man of Mexican descent, we are grossly misrepresented within not only the American comic book and superhero space, but within anime as well. However, Seis Manos seeks to fix that. We are getting our first Mexican-based anime. I know. Quiet down the hype. I know everyone is like just raving to watch this, but I think it's really cool. I like it when anime kind of ventures out into different spaces and they do something new. So again, I'm gonna play the video behind. I'm gonna skip a little bit in so we get to more of the, but I'm gonna mute the shit out of it because they like to copyright me. Anyways, it's really cool. So the series is done by the studio Powerhouse Animation. They also did Castlevania for Netflix too. So it'll at least be at a good level of quality, I would assume, animation wise, especially from what we're seeing right now. It looks pretty cool. Nothing like super incredible, but I just like this as a first step into branching out into animating like different cultures outside of just Japan's world and just their island. Like I've already seen like high schools a billion times at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make anime about something different, and this is a good different, so it's something that I'm gonna be definitely watching. I hope it is good, but only time will tell. Cool. Anyways, are you guys hyped for the Mexican one? I'm hyped for it. I mean, it's fucking Mexico anime. Come on, Seis Manos. And if you don't know, it means 7 hands. Watch more mecha. Okay, now I get it. Okay. Let me see.
Not many high schools there. Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
No, Code Geass has a high school.
It does. It most certainly does. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And again, I'm gonna mute the shit out of this, and I'm gonna play this silently in the background as I skip randomly in different parts, so the algorithm doesn't get me. This is the new anime by Kadokaw, which is Decadence, animated by Nut Studios. Hey, shout out. And just from what we've gotten so far, we have a preview and then we have a key visual as well. It looks pretty incredible. The amount of work that seemingly has gone into this looks astounding. This is the key visual right here.
That looks great.
Yeah. So obviously a lot of love and time is going into this. You know, I just really hope that the beauty isn't covering up something bad, and that it can, you know, maintain its quality story wise too. Because at this point, I am getting pretty tired of shows thinking that they can just do a lot of really pretty animation to cover up a horrible story. But from the looks of this, it doesn't seem to be the case. And the guy that is directing it is the one who did Mob Psycho 100 and Death Parade, two of my absolutely favorite.
And the directing for those is fantastic. So
yeah. So it's like, oh my god, it's gonna be incredible.
Exciting.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard anything about it, Carole, like at all, because I know there's not really much information out there.
I had not heard about it at all. I did start hearing after its announcement, like this was one of the things I had heard talked about more than some of the other announcements. And I was interested in it because I'm a big Mob Psycho fan, and the directing for that was astounding. And I haven't seen the preview yet, actually, and that preview looked great. I mean, the animation looks awesome.
Yeah, you should definitely go back and watch the what's it called? Yeah, definitely go back and watch a preview a little bit more closely, because you'll pick up on a lot of really cool stuff that they did. Like even all the intricacies of it all. And it's the studio behind Saga the Tanya of Evil, which, funny enough, when it comes to like anime compilations and just random bits and clips that I've seen online, I see a lot of Saga of Tanya, because the animation does look pretty astounding in that show. Like they definitely do it really well. And so it's looking to be another extremely hyped show. I want to say it's as hype as The Great Pretender, but The Great Pretender didn't give us a key visual, and it did not give us a preview trailer. So hopefully we get something akin to this. And Decadence is it is an original TV anime, so there is no source material for it as well. Yeah, so I feel like we're getting a lot of original IPs, which is good. I'm not tired of like the manga light novel adaptations, but
I'm tired of light novel adaptations.
But I just want the more original stuff that we can get. I feel like there's like limitless bounds, you know, when it comes to animation. So there's just so much more to explore there. Anyways, I think this was the last piece. Yeah, it was. Okay.
There was one announcement that I don't care about much, but I know it was pretty big.
What was
My Teen Romance Comedy Season 3 announcement.
My Teen Romance.
I know that's like a pretty popular show.
Have you seen it?
I have not. Yeah, I know Quiz would be excited about that. The main character from that was in the Best Boy Wars. He's a pretty popular character too. But I have not seen the show, but I just know that it has a good it's like the same following for like Hyoka and Harui, because it's like that type of main character.
Yeah, My Teen Romantic Comedy SNAFU, or what's the other name for it? Origaru, right?
Origaru.
Origaru. Yeah, I remember when the first 2 seasons came out from this. I kept seeing the goddamn Origaru name everywhere. Origaru this, Origaru that. I was like, what the fuck is this show? And granted, it was at a time where I wasn't into these types of shows. So this will probably be something along with Chia Haifuru that I'll have to catch up on in anticipation for this, because I believe it is it's coming out this year,
Does
or
it say it's slated for this year?
I'm not, because I know the promo just came out. 1 second. Release date. I guess they haven't actually given an official
Yeah, I think they just announced that
it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just announced that it's happening. So,
which is good. I
yeah,
mean, that's
really cool.
exciting for people.
Yeah. And it looks good too, considering all the love for it. And let's see. Also, if any of you guys have anything you guys want us to touch on real quick while we're just going through this, let me know, because I saw Ultramarine Magmell is also coming to Netflix. That is correct. Do you know what Magmell is, Kuro?
No, I do not.
Magmell is that anime that is headed by a lot of the like big three people. Magmell, Netflix. Which is interesting that they gave it the title Ultramarine Magmell, because I kind of like the original title of was it in the Blue Sea, something like that. So the guy who directed in Naruto Shippuden, and is doing this series as well. And
but he did Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, he's this. And then Chuji Mikasano did all the Tokyo Ghoul series, and he's doing the scenario organization. And then the guy who did Yashiharu Takanashi of Fairy Tail, Boruto, and Naruto composed all the music for it.
Fairy Tail has good music, though. They all have good music.
They do have good music. It is a very, very boring show. Very boring.
What is this one?
Magmell, yeah. It's extremely boring. It's so cliched and tropey that there's not really anything that you can expect from this that you haven't already seen in other shonen that just do it way better. But I will say, though, this is another anime that you can give to people who haven't really watched anime a lot, because it's very easy to get into. It falls in that shonen category, so it's like already has like a mass appeal to it, and it's something that a lot of people can easily enjoy. Oh, look, Waffles is back. You guys didn't know, because I'm sneaky like that. Anyways, Waffles, have you seen Magmell? Do you know what Magmell is?
Of the Blue Sea or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
No, but it looked pretty terrible.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you already knew. I at this point, if anybody from other than the music people, if anybody that worked on the Tokyo Ghoul Route A or Re, I'm like abstaining from any work that they do, because I don't understand how you have the audacity to create something that fucking bad and put your name on it. If I was working on that show, I would make sure my name is removed from every single part. I'm probably going to trigger a lot of people with these statements, but it's true.
Right, I don't know what happened. Like, why were they slated? Why did they slate like 24 episodes for like a 200 chapter series? How long is Tokyo Ghoul Raise manga? I read the manga and it's very good.
Waffles, if you have any other quick pieces of news that you want us to go over as well.
Well, when I DC'd, we were talking about the Mexican anime. I just wanted to say that I think it's really cool that in the Mexican community, there's a lot of anime fans, and they don't have anything that represents them. So it's cool to get something like that.
I feel so bad for not having that take. I feel so fucking bad because I feel like as Mexicans, we've already have a collective agreement that we all like Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
So that's like the one thing that unites us all is just DBZ in general. So we're all just fans of it. It's like but yeah, it's just great to have Mexican representation. I never knew I cared about it so much till I saw that it was happening. I was like, man, this is actually really cool. Like it seems like this is like akin to Jackie Chan Adventures. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from it. as well. But yeah, Lord in the chat, can we talk about Promare? We did do that earlier. So
Yeah,
what's
it's
the
dope.
No,
We
you're good.
talked
You're
about
good.
it. It's
You're good.
gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
We're getting a dub and an English release. It's gonna be great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you guys are
And
just
then
tuning
before
in,
we move on to the next topic, I had one bit of personal news that I just wanted to share.
yeah.
I've been dared, but I am madly in love with cashew cheese, aka Melissa White, and I just wanted to share that with everyone here in the stream.
Also, for audio listeners, if you guys are want to be involved in this in real time, check out the stream every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll slip you your 20 later waffles. Thank you for that. And yeah, so it's I'm super stoked for Promare. I'm not stoked at all for Magmell. But I am excited for the Mexican anime. Anyways, was there any other pieces of news that you guys wanted to go over? Anything else from the chat? I don't know if anyone had any other takes as well.
Lord said, "Will we cover Dr. Stone?" There was an announcement about Dr. Stone, wasn't there?
I think it was just more promotional stuff.
Yeah.
From Dr. Stone.
Mhm.
Dr. Stone Anime Expo, which, by the way, I'm actually really enjoying. And if you want to know a little bit more in-depth opinion on Dr. Stone, check us out next week as we do our summer first impressions. Yeah, I think they just did a world premiere at Anime Expo. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, they did a Q&A session, and they just did like a quick premiere for people who don't already know about it. But Crunchyroll is like investing their heart and soul into this anime. Like,
you want to know what bothers me about Dr. Stone? I hate how tall his hair is. Like, it really bothers me.
Interesting thing to be bothered by.
It really bothers me. Like,
really?
Yes. I have no idea why.
I don't know.
I was watching the whole time and I was like, I'm so annoyed.
Have you? There's these types of cartoons that they make in Japan called anime, and they tend to have like this really crazy hair. Have you ever heard of it before?
Yeah, I know. I just, I've never seen hair that tall. It's taller than Gon's. It's if it was just slightly shorter, it would like bother me less. But it's just over the line of like it's too tall now.
Yeah, and it's funny because you say that annoys you. You know what kind of, it doesn't annoy me, but I'm kind of like, okay, come on. Is that on his jacket he has E equals MC squared written on it?
Yes.
I'm like,
yes.
Okay, like I get it. You're a you know what? We're giving our first impressions already. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna shut up.
Yes. We'll talk about Dr. Stone.
Yeah. Come back next week. That was a little taste for you. I have some shit I'm gonna go in on. Oh my god. I guess there was some Non Biyori news.
Was there?
Biyori Anime Expo. Yeah, let me check that out. Oh, it's getting a third season. That's what it was. I was like, yeah, I knew.
Oh, that's pretty big.
I saw something for that. I have personally not seen the show. Have you guys seen it?
It's on my list, but I have not seen it yet.
On your list. Nice. Same. Well, kind of, not really. I mean, I've seen this pop up enough in the anime culture space that I probably am going to have to watch it, honestly. Waffles, have you seen this show at all?
No, I have not.
Yeah, I definitely should because I don't know. I like all the people that are working on it. I mean, it's just one of those shows that has completely just blown past my radar, which seemingly only wants to pick up shonen and mecha anime. Personal biases aside.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, it's so for all you non Biyori fans, it looks like it's been greenlit and there's a promotional video out for it, and no actual announcement on when exactly it's gonna premiere. So keep an eye out for that. But aside from that, I do need more Iyashikei in my life.
You got much notes in there.
Any other pieces of news that we're skipping out on? Anything? No.
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. Okay. So now is the point in the show where we move on to the. Whoops! I did not want to hit that button. Wrong button. Ignored the button. So after hearing all the announcements, some of which you guys may have not heard, how do you guys feel about everything so far, Waffles?
Wait, we're talking about the news?
Yeah, all the news that you just heard, because I know you got some stuff that you hadn't heard before.
Right. I am super excited about the Made in Abyss movie. Super excited about Promare getting a release, and also, I'm honestly there's some exciting stuff. It's still somewhat lukewarm. You know, it's not one of my favorites getting a big release, but yeah, Crunchyroll picking up Given, that's big, and then having a new racial anime that a race that has never really been portrayed, that's really cool too.
Yo, I can cosplay as something now.
There you go.
That's huge. Oh my god, this changes everything. This is revolutionary. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god, I can cosplay as something without having to put excessive makeup on. That or actually one of my goals is to I want to cosplay Scar, but I need
from the Lion King.
Yeah, from the Lion King. Yeah, it's exactly with the headdress and everything. Yeah, you want to be my
I killed Mufasa. I'll be Mufasa.
You want to be my Mufasa? Yeah. Dude, I'm dark like Scar. You're light like Dude, we would actually make a great Scar Mufasa duo, dude.
Mufasa is actually one of my tags online. Like my computer's name is Mufasa.
Oh, really?
I love Mufasa. That's my boy.
Okay. Cool. I have everything that I want here. Oh, by the way, you guys go follow us on Twitter, Anime Social One. I'm gonna put that right up there. Shameless plugging. I don't care because we need more. We need more internet clout because our validation only comes in the form of fake internet points and anonymous people's comments. So. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and go through some of the stuff that we liked from this past spring. And it's not actually limited to just the seasonal stuff, but all the things that we watched over the course of spring as well. So I'm going to just make a general list right here so you guys can follow along. I'll be reading it off as well for audio listeners so you guys know what we're talking about. We're going to start with a spring wrap-up in general between me and Kuro because I know Waffles didn't fucking finish anything, which pisses me off.
Break.
But well, you know what? I'm not mad at him. You know why? Because he did watch a shit ton of anime. I respect him for that, though.
I watched a shit ton, and I finished the seasonal.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah,
so
cool.
I didn't realize we had such a big deal in the podcast, but
yeah.
let's congratulate Carole for managing to watch so much anime. Congratulations.
You are an inspiration to us all, actually.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. So between me and Kuro, we did come up with top 3. Well, not necessarily top 3, but just 3 that we really liked from this season. So we're gonna just type them out right here, right quick, and then go into discussion, what our feelings and thoughts about it. Which honestly, I think Waffles is gonna have some stuff to say because he has interacted with these shows in some way, shape, or form. But cool. So what is gonna be the first from your list? I'll let Kuro go first, and Waffles can be on chat, Judy.
Should I just one from my list or like the whole list?
Just from the top 3 seasonal. We'll do one from yours and we'll go back and forth until we get through all 6.
My third favorite was Kimetsu no Yaiba. Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
The animation has been great. The cinematography, I think, is some of the best cinematography of the year for sure. The last arc that just finished in the manga, that was my least favorite arc, is pretty slow, but the cinematography in the anime was so amazing that I kind of didn't care. The next arc that's coming up is my favorite arc in the manga, so I'm super excited to see that animated. And yeah, the opening is probably my favorite opening of the year. It's really good. And it's just, I don't know, I think it's probably the best premiere shonen of the year so far.
Oh yeah, 100%. I always I've been praising the shit out of this show on this last what's it called? On this last episode. I noticed that the consistency with the quality of animation has not stopped. One of the things that irks me the most when it comes to any series that puts forth a lot of effort within its first few episodes is when they kind of get complacent and they eliminate things that, you know, quite honestly won't be noticed by the majority of people, but it does matter in the context of the show. What I'm talking about are Tanjiro's hands. If you look at his hands, anytime that there's a shot where it gets the inner side of his palm, they're always dirty and scuffed. And they've been like that for the entire series. I really, really, really appreciate that. And shouts out to Ufotable, right? They're the ones doing it.
Yeah.
For keeping that consistency and quality. And because like they don't have to do that. Like there's certain things that studios can like make certain like cuts on, you know, to kind of cut corners to maximize profit and, you know, get the product out there as fast as you can, you know, the whole business capitalistic mindset. But here they've taken the time and dedication to uphold the quality that they're known for and give us, you know, something of, you know, of substance, of actual quality. And I've already stated that I'm not really a fan of the writing. I think the writing is kind of stupid, but it's expected of anything that is shonen-esque. And I think my main gripe comes how like you have such beautifully executed animation that really accentuates detail, and yet your writing seems to be devoid of nuance. So it's like the narrative you're giving us is antithetical to the animation you're presenting to us.
The thing with Demon Slayer is like when I was reading the manga, like it was a really slow start. I wasn't totally loving it the first few arcs, but the arc that is upcoming in the anime, when I read that in the manga, that was when I was like, oh wow, this is pretty good actually. I mean, it's still not like one of the best shonen I've read, but like it's a lot better than some of the other newer ones for sure. And this next arc just really takes it up a second level, not even like a third level maybe. So just you wait, we'll see till how this next arc plays out and see if people
I'm totally excited. And Interad6 in the chat says, yeah, I enjoyed the directing and general animation, but the story seems a bit generic structurally. I wonder if it's just because the way the characters are introduced, there isn't enough for me to care about any of them. I 100% agree with that. But you have to keep watching because it gets like, I too, like if you see, because I make posts on every single episode that I watch. And one of my main gripes was that when we got introduced to, I forget their names, the boar guy and the lightning kid,
Inosuke and Zenitsu.
I absolutely hated both of them. I thought they were terrible characters and that they were just playing up a trope for no reason. Because again, this show doesn't have any nuance in it. So I was like, oh, you're just being blatantly, well, fuck, here it is, and take it for what it's worth. But started to make more sense. Like I get it. The nuance came to me within this past episode particularly. They developed a lot of the reasons why a lot of the reasons why the characters are the way they are. They're giving me a lot of really cool visual context for a lot of why they are the way they are, and I think they're executing it very well. And I'm happy that that I have a shonen of this quality so far, because I just think like for all the action and, you know, what it does visually from the directing aspect, I think about Black Clover and how much is lacking from it. And like, imagine if Black Clover had Yaiba animation.
Oh, I love the manga for Black Clover. That would be my favorite shonen currently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
But the
it's
animation's so bad.
yeah, but I will say this past episode of Black Clover stepped it up in a big way.
I saw your post. I dropped Black Clover, but I might watch that episode. I mean, I read the manga, so I know what happens.
I'm not
so.
even lying. You could probably just pick back up where this episode is.
That's what I'm gonna do. I mean, I know what happens, so it's not like I'm gonna be out of place
Yeah.
or anything.
Mero Leona is one of my all-time favorite.
Ah, she's so great. In general, yes,
characters.
the manga's so good right now. It's probably one of my favorite premiering
Nice.
shonen mangas right now.
Nice. Okay, so now on to my pick. So that was Kuro's pick. So the next one for me was Attack on Titan, season 3 part 2. Okay. I loved this second part for Attack on Titan. I was a manga reader up until a certain point, and then I saw the potential for how damn good this animation was gonna be, and I was like, you know what, I want to see this, done in anime form. So I actually stopped reading right before they opened the basement, and we got all the exposition for it. But don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I just want to say that I think everything that was done very well. I like the way they executed it. I like the way they built the world. I like the context for everything that they gave us. Usually I find exposition really boring, but they did it in a very interesting way. It wasn't unique. It was just really interesting, and they executed it, in my opinion, very well. And if you dropped Attack on Titan at some point, which totally understand, because it had probably one of the most boring seasons in the latter half of season 2, where it was just completely ambiguous political dialogue that doesn't make sense until you get to this point. But overall, it was just a fantastic wrap up for the story, and leads us into this exciting conclusion that we're going to get next year. But I know Kuro has a different opinion than me on that. We're gonna fucking fight.
I mean, I didn't like the first season of Attack on Titan. It gets progressively better than the first season, and I know that, but I've never really liked it. I don't like any of the characters, even with the new stuff that they threw into the plot. I just don't really care. So that's just. It's not a bad show by any means. I just personally don't like it.
Yeah, and it's funny because I think about how long the show has been running, and it's at this point, it's very hard for me to say if I would have the same amount of excitement and passion about Attack on Titan had it been premiering like right now, because a lot of this is definitely generated from the investment over the years, because it's been such a long time. So I've been committed to the show since like the past 5 years, right? 5, even longer than that, maybe 6-7 years, I believe. But it's just, I'm actually a fan of that in general. So it's hard to say whether or not I would still like it now. I think I would, but can't really say.
I think the length of time is why I don't like it more, just because I feel like 5 years and it's just now getting kind of good. Like
yeah
it's just
so before we move on to the next anime, I will say one of the biggest reasons why I liked Attack on Titan so much is because it came out around the time that Akame ga Kill did, and Akame ga Kill was so bad, and it didn't know how to do gore, cost, or consequence, or pacing in any sense of the word. And if you like that show, I'm sorry, but that is one of the first objectively bad things I ever saw in my life. It actually shames me to think that is an anime. So this was such a good breath of fresh air from that dumpster fire that it re-sparked a lot of love that I had just for anime at the time. So yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go on to the next one. You know what? Oh, hold on. I just want to say this. Everybody in chat, Oh, Google, nothing is playing. Okay. Thank you, everyone, agreeing with me. I love being validated. That's all. I'm egotistical like that. Okay, Kuro, next anime.
So my next anime, my second favorite from spring was Sarazanmai. Everyone knows that I loved Sarazanmai. It made me go. I actually love it more because it made me go and watch other Ikuhara stuff, and now one of my favorite anime I got to watch because I watched Sarazanmai, so that's one thing. But the production for Sarazanmai was phenomenal. That's probably my favorite animation of the year. The style, the colors, all the detail, everything is fantastic. The story was interesting. Every episode was interesting. I liked the characters. My only gripe with it was that I wish it was longer because I felt like there was a lot of Ikuhara in 11 episodes. And when I went back and finally watched Penguindrum, and that's 24 episodes, I just felt like Sarazanmai could have been much better at sort of that length, or at least a little bit longer to sort of give better closure. But overall, it was really good, and I think it's pretty underrated for the season. So
Yeah, yeah. And if you guys so we usually do rants at the end. And the first time we did rants, just 30-second rants at the ends of the podcast, I said that Sarazanmai is gonna be a hidden gem to some people. Like they're gonna look back on this past season to be like, "Yo, did you watch Sarazanmai? Like, oh, dude, that's such underrated." The fuck, we've been on that shit. Okay, so if you see if you see these YouTubers or these anime Twitters, which I have a real fuck, I'm gonna stop right there. If you see them being like, "Oh, Sarazanmai this something," yeah, no, we was already on that shit way before the rest of y'all. Okay, you can link them this clip of the. We know it's good. Okay, we've been telling y'all go watch it. Okay, if you dropped it because it was too damn weird, then you're watching it wrong. It's about the symbolism and context in relation to the story as a whole and the characters and their interactions and what they learn. Sorry, but yeah, it's So this again is also one of my top 3 from this past season. I wanted to do things completely different from Kuro. Like I wanted to pick completely different anime, but I did not see anything that justified me not picking Sarazanmai. Like it was just of that quality as well. So
General said they were probably watching Mirror Tights instead.
General Franchise is a true person of culture.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can be appreciated. Yeah. Oh, right up there with.
I love them when they get wet.
Exactly. And if you left Miru Tights, definitely check out Magical Senpai or How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift. 2 very quality, culturally inspiring anime that probably honestly will save humanity for a better and avoid human instrumentality. So since Sarazanmai was the second one, I was gonna say, do you want to do your third and then I'll do my third?
Yeah. So my favorite for the season is Fruits Basket. I love Fruits Basket. I read the manga for Fruits Basket years ago. It was my first shoujo, and so I was really excited for this. And this adaptation is fantastic. Like this has to be one of the best manga to anime adaptations I've seen in a long time. The art style, looks better because I like the Fruits Basket manga art style, but it's not my favorite. And so I think the anime's adaptation looks great. They're actually adapting the whole thing, so I'm excited for that. And I just think the music's been great. The opening and the ending is both really sweet and fits the show very well. So I've just been really enjoying it.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Fruits Basket has been insanely good. One of the things that just absolutely blows my mind about the series is how well they understand humans in general, their interactions, their perspectives. And one of the things, because I recommended it today to my roommate, and so I took some time to like contemplate Fruits Basket, and I was like, well, what are some of the strengths apart from the obvious ones, right? And I feel like one of the great things that it does is, in life you have these situations that occur that you think are way bigger than they actually are, and they convey that through the characters so well, in their reaction to certain situations, when in actuality we're all here to help you, and the way that the characters come in to like provide assistance and be actual friends and family, it's just so beautifully told. and there are so many lessons to be learned from this show that it's just like, wow, it's whoever like the person who wrote the show like must be one of the most like self-reflective thought-provoking people that just understands humans as a whole, because it's not that they just get down one type of character right, but they have a whole variety of characters and then they flex it all on you by assigning them tropes via the zodiac sign. So you have these these characters which in any other anime are normally tied down by their trope and assigned character traits, but yet in here it doesn't limit them. It makes them more versatile and dynamic, and it's like, what? How are you doing that? Why can't all these other shows? This show came out way the fuck before a lot of this other stuff, right?
Yeah, 2000.
And so
2000.
I'm trying to understand, like, how do you still not understand character interaction and development at this point? It's like,
why is Waffles juggling apples?
Another reason why to watch the video version of this podcast, Waffles will juggle apples for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna move on to the last anime of the seasonal wrap up. Yes, I know we're skipping a lot, but I don't really fucking care about the rest of the shit. Okay. Okay. Waffles, keep juggling. Entertain them for a little bit. But this last anime is one of legend and will be spoken about for years to come.
I wonder what it is.
Yeah, it's a complete mystery. Let me make sure I have it right on the screen. Okay, cool. All right, thank you, Waffles. Appreciate the intermission. Okay, so before I go off on my tangent, Intrarad6 says, "Can we talk about anime no one ever speaks about?" That is a planned thing. Trust me, we have a lot of content we want to do for you guys. It's gonna be more and more in the future. Anyways, so the last anime that I want to talk about is Carole and Tuesday. If you follow me on anything, Kitsu, Twitter, this podcast, I talk about this show to no end. It is an absolute joy of an experience. It's revolutionary. It's enlightening. It's beautiful. It's produced exquisitely. The album is gonna be insane. Like, just all the care and detail put into this series is like, I want to say, unparalleled. If you haven't watched this, go fucking watch it. I don't care if you're a fan of music or not. This show will speak to you in some way. As like I've said before, as someone who's been around music for quite a while and seen actual production of people that do similar music to this, like, they just interpret it so well. All the live performances, how they come up with songs, this whole journey, and it's done in a way where it's like you don't ever feel outside of the world, even though it all takes place on Mars. You actually forget it's on Mars. It's on another planet. But just go watch it. Like I said, if you don't want to go find a streaming platform for it somewhere on the internet, it's coming out on August 30th. Okay, watch that whole first half. Be about it. Love it. They're releasing a full-length album from the first half. Just the first half. We already have a full-length album. Waffles, you've heard some of the songs, right?
Yes.
And even
I love what I've heard. They're like professional level, a lot of these songs. So they're taking music anime to a whole new level, because honestly, anime in general, I know a lot of anime fans will shoot me for this, but like the best anime music to me is usually like average on a real music level. Like I'm not going to listen to it outside of anime. I know that's very unpopular opinion. Pretty much, yeah, no one has that opinion. But Carole and Tuesday, it's got like some real bangers. It's on another level.
Yeah, and probably like within this week or next, I'm gonna make a post on Kitsu, telling you all the artists that participated in this series, because I've gone through it and I looked up every single one. They're all extremely talented. And what's funny is that the big reason why they're unknown is because they actually do a lot of songwriting for really huge artists, at least out here in the West. So whoever brought together these people, they actually took their time. They found the aesthetic of the show, and then they went and found people that fit that aesthetic. And that in and of itself is just something to be appreciated by that alone. So anyways, enough gushing over Carole Tuesday for the billionth time. Go fucking watch it. We are now going to go into the rest of everything else that we watched these past couple months. Kuro, Waffles, and me, we all watched. I mean, honestly, I probably watched the least out of them outside of seasonals. Whereas me, oh shit, new directors. That's right. Okay, no, I'm gonna do the rant at the end. Also, by the way, you two, think of something to rant about. Okay. So I know Waffles hasn't spoken at all, so I'm gonna let him go off for a little bit on things that he watched that wasn't seasonal anime. So let me go ahead and nope, that is the wrong one. I'm also extremely sorry, you guys. I actually screwed up big time this week. I forgot to put the chat on screen. So
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's why I've been kind of anal about saying the people's names. So my bad. You'll if you watch the VOD of this on Twitch, you can see the chat go by. But we have been reading out all the comments from the chat, so you guys aren't really missing anything entirely. It's just that we need to speak what the chat is saying. So okay, let's go ahead and start with out.
I'm ready. I'm good. What are we starting with?
Go whatever you want. Just
I'm ranting. Is this the rant time?
Well, you don't have to rant. Just whatever. What show did you watch that was notable to you that wasn't seasonal? We're gonna go in a circle.
We're just gonna do. How many shows are we doing total?
Have 3. Obviously, I'm gonna have crossover with you guys. So this is gonna be more so for YouTube, but we'll chime in when we have something to say.
All right. So I'm gonna save the best for last, but I'm gonna start with a really strong one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure if you know me and anyone knows what I've been watching recently, this show is just absolutely incredible, and that is School Days. And now I know a lot of people disagree. A lot of people think School Days is about a piece of shit guy, and it's just like worthless fan service and ecchi. But I think that School Days is a take on cheating and infidelity that is never shown in anime. Okay? In anime, when people are like unfaithful, when we have these harems where this man, he's committed to one woman and then he's off with all these other women, it never seems to be a problem. It's never a problem for that guy. It's just completely overlooked. But in School Days, it's not. We see the true ugliness of what cheating does to the cheater and to the people who are being cheated on. And I think that is something that is beautiful in an ugly way. It's an anime that when I watched it, I wanted to vomit multiple times because I was just so uncomfortable. I was so like uncomfortable in my own skin. I just wanted to jump out of myself and get away from it. But I think the fact that it was able to bring up these powerful emotions in me, the viewer, I think that was really a strong point for me. And I think a lot of people misinterpret what the show is trying to do, because the show really is trying to bring up these negative emotions in the viewers to state a message. And that message is that cheating is very wrong. And I feel like it's something that anime doesn't really touch on, especially harems. So I would highly recommend taking another look at it, giving it another try with that lens.
Nice. I will never watch School Days, so thank you for that. Kuro, go ahead
Okay.
and give us the next one. However, I will say though, I did not know anything about School Days. Kept getting mentioned for some reason, and like I think it was on Reddit or something. I went and looked it up. Honestly, I can honestly say that my opinion of anime changed that day.
Because it's so great.
Because it's so
Mhm.
great. Yeah, that's totally what it is. Anyways, Kuro.
I know me and Waffles have a crossover, so I'm gonna save that one. So, one of my favorites I watched in the spring was Mononoke, which is not Princess Mononoke, the anime Mononoke, which is a uh, old school Japanese horror series, and by that it's based on like old Japanese ayakashi stories. Um, and yeah, it was. Interhat said masterpiece. Yeah, the animation was very fitting of the story. It makes you like really uneasy. It's not typical like animation style. The visuals are very unique, and so I really loved that portion of it. And just it really plays on like real life human fears like claustrophobia. I don't want to spoil too much. That's just one of the ones that came off the top of my head. But it's just really good, and it's not necessarily like scary. I mean, some people find it scary, but it's just like really well told, and I just really really enjoyed it, and I hope more people watch it because it's a great example of how you do horror anime correctly.
Oh shit, it's a horror.
Yeah, like I said, it's not tagged like depends on what scares you. I don't really get scared by anything, but I know like some people like certain episodes were like, oh no, that made me uneasy, and I was like, yeah,
I've been looking for a fuck. I shouldn't say this. I was gonna say looking for a good horror. Oh, what's your name? Okay, I get it. I'll watch all these things. Let me
If you're looking for a really good horror, something that's going to make you feel uncomfortable and make you, really scared at every twist and turn, you should watch School Days.
yeah. Mononoke is more like a artistic horror, I guess you'd say, like psychological. Engmeng said, yeah, it's like a bit more that way. The animation really is what benefits the horror aspect, is because it makes you uneasy.
Cool.
It's like paper, like it looks like paper. Like the whole show looks like paper, but like beautiful, like paper. I don't know.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I guess I'll go. So within this past whole spring season, right? I quite honestly only completed 3 anime outside of seasonals, and then one that I'm currently in. Um, I don't want to say it was like a favorite. I already did a whole write up on it on Kitsu, so you guys can check out my profile for that. But it was Hanabe Renmai. Oh my god, chat, don't hate me for this. Hanabe. I think I spelled Haibane Renmei. That's what it was. Okay. Cool. So, God, dude, I wanted to like this anime so much, more than my feelings were already initially there for it. I think I gave it like a 7 out of 10 or a 6, somewhere between that. Um,
I gave it a 6.
it's
Yeah.
yeah. I think I went in between you and Waffles in terms of like the scoring. I know that for sure. But the what is it? I've seen this story done before, but done better, and I would consider it more of like an original source material when it comes to like inspiring shows, but I just felt bored. I felt disconnected from the characters. I felt there was just so much more to explore in the story as a whole. But it's there's just so much missing from it
Yeah.
in general that I could not bring myself to like it any more than I had already come to accept. However, if I feel like I'm fucking repeating myself 30,000 times, if you are new to anime, show this to them. They will probably like it. It's not overly intricate and complicated. It's very straightforward, straight to the point. Like it doesn't really beat around the bush, but it's like, oh, here's the story. Oh, this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens, one right after another. And yeah, a lot of the details and the narrative kind of get tossed to the side. But it's still an enjoyable experience. So
Mhm.
it's shit. I don't want to call it a must watch, but I think it's something that people should watch just to kind of see a representation of that particular genre of show. Well, what would you guys call it? Like a more of a fantasy drama, right? Would
Yeah.
that be the right
Yeah.
term? Like a fantasy drama. I think it's like, if I look at it as like an art piece that represents the fantasy drama genre for its time, watch it. I think really new anime fans will appreciate it, and people that are really into anime will appreciate it. I can see it very hard for the in between, because when you're in that in between or beyond beginner, you're either fucking neck deep in shonen, or bawling your eyes out to all the slice of life that you're discovering.
Yeah.
Which seems to be the progression for anime fans. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. Waffles.
Oh, yes. So for my next one, I want to talk about another anime that is near and dear to my heart. And that was actually, I could talk about Higurashi. I just watched that this spring. But I'm going to talk about Mobile Suit Gundam Thunderbolt. I watched so much good anime this spring season, and none of it was the seasonals.
Which we
But-
don't fault you for. We don't fucking fault you for. So far, spring has been.
But yeah, Mobile Suit Gundam
Weak.
Thunderbolt is such a great show, and it's not even like you can watch it and not know anything about Gundam. Like it's honestly, to me, it's almost more of a music show than it is a gun. Like in the same way that that Samurai Champloo is like a music show. Like the soundtrack is just so good. We have like these really good jazz tunes. And then the fight scenes are almost like choreographed to the music. It's just it's incredible. And then it shows the dark psychological aspect of war that we often don't see. Granted, that's standard Gundam stuff. Every Gundam show is about the dark psychological aspect of war. But this one does it in 4 episode seasons, and you can just watch the first season as a standalone and not really miss out on anything. Like if you really want to, because there is like an ending for each season, so you can just watch the first 4 episodes and be done, or you can get a little bit more. The second season is a little bit less good, but it has some cool characters that get introduced, and it's just more of Thunderbolt. So yeah, I would highly recommend it.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually have it bookmarked. I'm probably gonna watch it this weekend. Because I need to watch more anime. I've been dropping stuff a lot earlier than I expected to this season, so I'm gonna be filling in that extra time with some of the shit that I missed. Anyways, Kuro,
Yeah.
take it away.
Yeah, also pretty much everything I watched this season was better than the actual seasonals. I ended up with a lot of favorites from this season, like in general. And so the next one that I watched was Wolf's Rain, which I talked about on here before. I absolutely adored Wolf's Rain. The plot is one of the most unique plots that I've seen, just in general. Like I can't compare it to anything. The soundtrack, I've been nonstop listening to the soundtrack. It's by Yoko Kanno, who did Cowboy Bebop. Fantastic soundtrack. The character designs are also by the Cowboy Bebop designer, so all the characters look awesome. And yeah, it was just really great. The ending was one of those big, like, whoa type of endings, and I was never bored. My only complaint was that there was 4 episodes of recap in the middle, and I think they ran out of time or something when it was airing, because they ended up doing the last 4 episodes of the series in an OVA rather than with the series. So I'm not really sure what happened there. But overall, it was just fantastic. Yeah, I was just talking. I saw the OVAs general. The OVAs are the actual ending of Wolf's Rain. The 26 episodes is not the ending. But yeah, so it was fantastic.
Yeah, as I would almost say that Kuro's probably been gushing over Wolf's Rain as much as I've been gushing over Carole Tuesday.
I've been loving it so much.
Yeah, I definitely it's on that list. Waffles, have you seen it? I don't even know. I think you saw like an
Wolf's Rain?
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes.
Okay.
Yeah, and it seemed really solid. It's just I had so many other series that I wanted to watch, and then now I'm basically like taking a break. So
No, dude,
I'm sure I'll come back to it though. It wasn't a drop; it was an on hold.
Yeah.
And there are like honest on holds, and then there are drops that are on holds. And I don't do those types, but I see a lot of people do. And I'm calling you out right now. I see you guys with 60 things in your on hold. You're not gonna watch all that.
I have 0 on hold. 0, because I know myself.
Yeah, I don't think I have any on hold. Wait, do I have any? If you see on hold, that is a lie. That's fake news. Okay.
On hold is a drop that you might revisit, and you're just lying to yourself if you think anything else.
I don't think I've ever revisited a drop ever in my life. And if that's a lie, then that is fake news too. Okay. I shall go next. Kids on the Slope was another series that I watched. I actually watched it with Waffles, so we're gonna probably have some overlap here. But I really like Kids on the Slope. I was looking for a lot more music anime, which you'll see by my number 1 for out of season. And I really liked it. I wanted to like it a lot more. I thought the characters were fantastic. The interactions were fantastic. Story was a bit weak, and I did not like how music kind of took a back seat, pretty much after episode 6. Because I wanted, I really liked the jazz. The jazz was good. They had legit people. I think what Fresh Basic, you have all these little details. The records are all individually labeled. Like if you pause the show, you can see them all with the names and stuff like that. And yet, jazz just takes a backseat to the actual story. But regardless of that, it was still good watch. If you like music anime, if you are a fan of character-driven stories, check it out. I'd say it's definitely worth it. I think we both rated it the same, 7 out of 10. And I have a if you want to hear more thoughts on it, I have a written post that me and Waffles actually, we didn't directly collab on it, but we just linked to it on our profiles. But it's still good. So you should, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Yeah, Waffles.
Oh, on Kids on the Slope or my next one?
Kids on the Slope.
Oh,
because I know we watched.
Yeah, I thought it was a really refreshing take on music anime. I like the setting a lot. I think it's cool how they kind of never really declare when it is, so you kind of have to figure it out yourself with these little references that they make to different musicians of the time period. So that was cool. It really feels like a combination of music anime and a period piece, and I think they captured the main elements of that period really well. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. If you're into music anime, you should definitely check out Kids on the Slope.
Yeah, it was.
And if you're not, honestly, if you're just into romantic dramas, it's still a good watch.
Yeah, I almost feel like this anime needed another 12 episodes because there was just so much to explore, and how they ended it, I was like,
it's one of those anime where you're getting high in the episode count, and you're like, there's still a lot to wrap up here.
Yeah.
And then the ending happens. So, no spoilers though.
Yeah. And Interad, I disagree, and I respectfully respect that. And you can voice your opinion coming soon on a special long stream where we interact with the viewers real time. Yes, I am shamelessly promoting in the midst of the podcast. Sue me. This is my podcast. Do whatever the fuck I want. Anyways, Kuro, on to you next.
Me? Okay.
Oh wait, no, fuck. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, Waffles.
I think we both have the same one for this.
We don't.
We don't.
So,
you changed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't change.
This is the last one for you.
This is the big one.
Big one, the biggest one, the fat one.
Okay.
The juicy
So,
one.
Glad you left this to me.
Yeah. So my last one is Aku no Hana, or Flowers of Evil. This may become my #1 anime. Right now it's #2 under FLCL. And I am so in love with this anime. I've never seen something that depicts similar to School Days. It just depicts like so much discomfort in the characters and in the viewer. Like as a viewer, you really feel like you're going on a journey with the main character. You feel like you're being bullied and abused, and you're like sexually frustrated, but you're also like really distraught. You have no idea what's going on. And you never know what's going to happen next, but it's a romance drama thriller. Like it's this weird combination that you wouldn't think would work on paper, but watching it, like the emotions that it provoked in me were just so powerful. I've never gotten that from any other anime. So yeah, I mean there are ups and there are downs for sure, and there are just these two scenes in the anime that like it's one of those anime, it's worth watching just for those two scenes. And they're just like, to me, the pinnacle of what the medium can become. So yeah, I'm so glad that I watched it. I don't know how it took me so long to find this, but it really it gives me faith that there are other 10s out there, because this is my second 10 ever. So
When did this show premiere?
I should know that.
I feel like it's like 2013 or something.
Yeah, it was somewhat recently, like 2013, which is recent to me. I don't know how.
What's the premise for it?
Okay, so the main character, he's a middle school guy. I actually watched it twice, I should mention. I watched it twice this season because I liked it that much. He's a middle school guy. He has a crush on this girl.
2013, sorry.
And he's after school one day, just like getting his stuff, and he sees her gym bag on the floor of the classroom. And he gets this weird urge, and he just like steals her gym uniform, right? And he brings it home with him. Then the next day there's like this big thing, like they're trying to figure out who stole this girl's gym uniform, and he's not fessing up. But then it turns out another girl in the class saw him when he stole it. So the rest of the anime is the dynamic between these three people, the two girls, the one who got her uniform stolen, the one who saw him steal it, and the guy who stole it. And the one who sees him steal it, she uses it as like leverage, and then you're seeing like their relationship develop. But then he actually ends up confessing to the girl. I'm only going like a few episodes in, so these aren't big spoilers.
Dude, I'm not even kidding.
So it's
you,
like
you
it's
are
a really beautiful story.
You are literally describing prison school. That's the premise. Those are the, what?
Okay, but I mean, prison school is like a comedy, isn't it?
No,
like,
no. It is. It's a comedy ecchi, but it's almost unnerving how you're literally describing prison school. Like, it's hilarious.
I haven't seen Prison School. I'm gonna be honest. Prison School is one of those anime
out before Prison School.
It just it looks totally unappealing to me.
I think it was after. No, yeah, it was before. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's before.
But the plot isn't what makes it good. It's the way that the characters are shown. It's definitely like a character-driven anime. It's not so much about the plot. The plot just enables the character development to happen.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think we're overdue for another show like that. Because I know before this one, you described that one. What was the one where he was dealing with his sexuality? Whether he wasn't sure if he was a guy or like one
Wandering Sun.
Yeah, Wandering Sun. So that came out in 2011, right?
Right.
So this one was 2013. So I don't really know of too many progressive anime that deal within that context that we've seen in a while. I think Sarazanmai is the closest thing this year that's come to that. So I think we're very much overdue for another progressive show.
When did Princess Jellyfish come out?
I'm not sure,
because I feel like that was the last one. Maybe it's a little older than I thought.
Yeah,
but that was another big progressive one.
Nice. Those are always good. I'm always happy when those come out. Yeah, that was a while back. Okay. Kuro, last one.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Okay. This is probably my favorite anime I've watched the entire year, which was Mawaru Penguindrum. I was driven, as I was saying earlier, to watch Penguindrum from Sarazanmai. I was really into Sarazanmai, and I was like, okay, I want to see some of his other works. And Penguindrum was like everything I could ever want an anime to be. The visuals are phenomenal. I mean, the color palette is insane, and you could just watch the show for the visuals alone. But each episode, like, I don't know, I just watched this really in-depth video kind of going over the inspirations that came from Penguindrum and sort of all the themes and just the amount of symbolism in every episode when it all comes together at the end is just like so awesome. And I just rewatched the last episode today, actually, and it's just so well done. Like, it's probably one of my favorite like ending episodes of an anime that I've seen because everything just came together. It was really emotional. The music was great. I don't know. It was just so good. Like, it's has such a good blend of like weird characters. It has really funny moments. It's really serious in the second half, and just everything about it is awesome.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, well, I mean, it's something I have to watch because of how much I love
Yeah.
Sarazanmai. So, being an Ikuhara fan, I'm in my infancy, so
It's
I eventually grow.
so good.
Did you ever watch this, Waffles? Penguindrum?
Oh yeah, I actually watched it this season as well. I didn't cover it in these three because I wanted to toss it to Kuro, but it actually is another one that made it onto my favorites list. I forget where I have it now. I think like really high though. I want to say it might be number 3 after Aku no Hana. I didn't give it a 10. It's not quite on that same level for me. I did give it a 10 at first, but then when I watched Aku no Hana, I realized that it's just not on that 10 level. But like you were saying, there's just so much depth there, and I definitely want to watch Utena. I'm really happy that Sarazanmai, like you, got me to watch Penguindrum.
Yeah.
But I feel like the reason I didn't finish Sarazanmai is just because I watched Penguindrum.
Because you
and I was
watched
like,
Penguindrum, yeah.
yeah, I'm like, man, there's no way it's gonna be better than this. So
It's not. No, I actually lowered my Sarazanmai score after watching Penguindrum just because I was like, this is what Ikuhara can do. Like, I wish Sarazanmai was just longer so it could be more like this. I really think Penguindrum's probably peak Ikuhara.
It's just the way that it takes every little element and it ends up being something significant.
Yeah.
And then it like, so we talked about Kids on the Slope having trouble wrapping everything up. Penguindrum wraps up every single thing.
Oh, nice.
Like I didn't feel
everything.
I didn't feel like unanswered. Like I didn't feel any unanswered questions by the end of it. Like it was just really, really well done.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, that scathing comment of Ikuhara maybe has a little bit of truth to it. Yeah. You guys remember that?
What
the one
comment?
where that guy was like, Ikuhara is a hack. He's been using the same formula over and over.
Yeah, I mean, but it works. I mean, I don't know though. Because after watching Penguindrum, I'm just like, I don't know, and like Sarazanmai is not like this. So
yeah, I don't know. It's an aesthetic, and I think he executes it really well. I think it'd be really hard for anyone else to do what he does. You know, at that level of quality. At least not that I've seen. Because the only other thing I can really think of is like Triggered probably delves in the space. When it comes to anime that they do and the messages that they seem to have common throughout in the terms of absurdity. But the one that kind of really, I'd have to say, delved into like the emotional side, like heavy and relational, kind of like Sarazanmai and I'm assuming Penguindrum as well, is Kiznaiver, which it could have been a lot better. It could have been a hell of a lot better. I'll say that. But
the only thing, like, it kind of annoys me if people are like every Ikuhara anime is the same because, like, really the only thing is like he uses a cute animal in each one, and like he likes to replay scenes. Like that's mostly it. Like Sarazanmai and Penguindrum, like I don't know, they're two completely different things to me. So I don't know why people think that.
I think they're talking about like he really likes choreographed scenes, like, and transformation sequences.
That's that's like not even a big deal, and that's like the
And-
cool, like they're cool. Like I don't get why people.
Right. And then I don't know about in Utina, but both anime Penguindrum and Sarazanmai have like the exact same extra characters, like those little stick figure things.
Yes. No, I think that was new to Penguindrum. I don't. Utena doesn't have that.
Right. And they have very similar art styles, but other than that, I agree. It's very different plots.
I can go off for a while about tropes and stuff, and just that's another time. Another time. You'll see me go Super Saiyan. Okay, cool. Well, let me finish it off with the last one. Beck. I love Beck. It's so fucking good. God, it's an anime that I feel like it shouldn't be as good as it is, but it is. The way that they convey message and feeling throughout the series is done really well, in spite of its like glaring flaws, meaning the animation, the voice acting, to a certain extent, the way that the narrative is presented, which I would probably have to fault the director for that. But in spite of all that, though, it's very impactful. It gets its message like straight into your soul, and they do it with like these characters that are oddly relatable. Is the best way I can describe them, because I feel like it's again, it doesn't define the time that it's in. It's very obscure, kind of like Kids on the Slope was, but I think Beck just does a better job at, again, tying up its loose ends, having a cohesive story, presenting it to you in a way where you feel satisfied, as well as giving you enough of the music to where it actually leaves a mark on you for days after. And yeah, I did. I watched Kids on the Slope first, and then I watched Beck, which I'm so glad I did it in that order. Because I was still thinking about, like, today I messaged Waffles on Discord, and I said, why the fuck can I get Beck out of my head? It's still Beck. I don't know why it did this to me. I'm gonna be a little bit vulnerable with you. It's making me want to like catch feelings for a girl. Like, I don't know why. It just makes me feel that way. It makes me want to be emotional. You know, it makes me want to like experience, you know, things. You know what I mean? It's very inspiring in that way. Because like you just see these people that go from nothing. They go on this incredible journey and then end up, you know, traveling United States. You know, and like it's just so breathtaking, and to the point where you could almost live through these characters just by you know, their adventures alone. But yeah, it was just so good. Unfortunately, I really fucking wish they didn't just use narration to wrap it up and instead gave us a season 2, America Beck in America or something like that, because that show
they were made to hit in America.
Yeah, exactly. Like what I wanted, you know, what I wanted the final episode to be was them to get a performance in Vegas. You know, like how cool would that have been? You know, taking it, you know, full circle all the way around. You know, and performing that song live. Like I feel like that would have really wrapped it up. But yeah, I really like the singing. It was so well done for at the time, because it definitely wasn't a high budget show. But I would okay, with 100% certainty, and this is like I would say, even by my standards, a fucking stretch. I think Carole Tuesday is the next evolution of Beck, and it's the progression. It's the, like, if what would precede Beck? Nana, right? That's what people say. If Nana was here, Beck is the evolution of Nana, and then Carole Tuesday is the evolution of Beck. I haven't seen Nana, but I've heard so many really amazing things about it. But just from what I've seen in Beck, the things that they, yeah, okay, it's not spoilers. Okay, the Vegas thing isn't spoilers, by the way.
I mean, they do have a bunch of Vegas signs in the OP every episode. So
it's
it
symbolic.
does seem like foreshadowing.
Yeah, but which I fucking hate when they do that with OPs. Anyways, yeah, Carole Tuesday just seems to take every bit of what Beck did and then just builds on it and sets the bar that much higher. But yeah, so it's I'm just all in my feels this season, man. Just watching these incredible shows. So if you have not seen Beck, watch Beck and watch Carole Tuesday. It's such a euphoric experience that I find it hard to believe that you'll watch these two things unless you go in with like a negative mindset. Like there are very few shows that I'll tell people like oh you'll love this or you should like this, but these two shows I'm like you have to intentionally hate, either you hate anime or you hate music. You know what I mean? Like you have to have a passionate unrational hatred to not at least get some type of feels out of these two shows. But either way, it's definitely a good time, and watch it. Yeah, definitely watch it. But yeah, so that is all the anime that we have in season and out of season. The list will be well, it's on screen. We'll timestamp it all, which will be so fun. But yeah, apart from that, did you guys have anything you wanted to rant on before I do my new director rant?
I mean, I can always rant about something.
Okay, let me bust out the old thing. What about you, Kuro?
No, I don't really have anything to rant about today.
If you don't, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
That is totally
having
fine.
a good time right now. So
I got rants on deck. I got stacks on stacks of rants.
30.
Just let me know.
Okay. We're going to do it right now in a couple seconds. Let me just get all this set up because I'm professional. And yeah. Okay. There it is. And for some reason, I put 30 minutes instead of 30 seconds. So let me go ahead and fix that. Okay, I'm gonna count you down. Ready?
Yeah.
Stop. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and go.
I want to talk about cows, okay? Because a lot of people don't realize what is exactly going on with cows. You might think that they're just these tasty pieces of beef that make milk and go moo, but cows are living some shitty lives, and it really sucks. And I didn't realize this for a long time, but if you're drinking milk, like mothers don't make milk unless they have babies, right?
Okay,
so
you're
those
done.
cows are getting raped constantly to produce the milk. That's my 30 seconds.
So get away from cows, which funny enough, I'm not going to lie, mask off here. I used to think anything other than milk was fucking stupid. I thought you were dumb for drinking alternatives. I was very, very much against it. And all I drink now is almond milk.
Me
So
too.
milk is rape juice. You heard it here first, folks. Milk is rape juice.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't do it for the cows, I'll be honest. I did it more for health reasons because it's just overall healthy, healthier. And, you know, I what's it called? I learned you become naturally lactose intolerant as you get older, the more milk you drink. And I was like, holy shit, don't want to have to deal with that. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to drink almond milk. Shit's fire.
Holy shit, literally.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. I'm going to start mine. Waffles, count me down.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, new directors. No shade to any new directors. I know it takes a lot of time to get there. Like, you have to do a lot of work just to be an anime director to give you a project. But do not give these motherfuckers projects that are, 1, original IPs, 2, part of an IP that's already existing, that's already big and has a fan base, or 3, something that has a huge amount of momentum, and then you put them on a random episode right in the middle of the fucking series, okay? They fucked up Dororo at episode 10 because it was a completely new director that had no notability and whatsoever for any series at all. Fuck this person because he entirely ruined the show, completely devoid of tone, and fucked up the pacing entirely. I don't know how you do that. Okay. Anyways, go ahead and hide that. Yeah. So that was I feel elated. I feel yeah. I feel good. I got it. I got it all out. So anybody that watched Dororo, fuck episode 10.
Yeah.
Fast forward it. Do what you have to do. Just watch the parts that matter. Anyways, apart from that, great fucking podcast, guys. Give it up for y'all. Clappers. For us, we hit exactly 2 hours, which did not feel like 2 hours, honestly. But I just want to say thanks to you guys for tuning in. Everybody in the chat on Twitch, you guys can catch us every single week at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, every single Wednesday. We'll let you know if that changes. So if you guys want to watch this live, see our live reactions, and participate in the chat, definitely tune in, follow the channel. And so you guys know, anything that goes into investing into the show, either by subscribing or donating, all goes back into the channel reinvestment. Apart from that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, be sure to follow and rate us on any podcast app if you're listening to us as well. All the links will always be included in the description of the video or Twitch to get access to other resources. Also follow us on Kitsu as well. We're available there as too. Like, you can contact us, comment, do whatever. Also follow Kuro's cosplay Instagram, Kuronuma Cosplays. So it's her tag cosplays. We'll have that linked as well. But I think I covered it all. Yeah. Oh, we're gonna make a Discord soon. That is a lot of fucking work to maintain and keep up. So I really want to enter that cautiously and do it right. And then a final update, the show that I've been hyping up for the past couple weeks, we will get to it eventually. We really want to do this right for our EU peeps because we've been leaving them out dry for NA. But for those of you who don't know, we're going to be doing probably I'm at least going to be on live stream for 5 hours, and we're going to invite literally everybody and anyone to come into the chat, talk with us. Let me know your controversial anime opinions, and I'll tell you why you're wrong and why I'm right. One Piece is overrated. Naruto is a blatant copy of DBZ. How else can I trigger you people? Angels of Death fucking sucks. I don't know why that show has a fan base in the first place. Isekai is a genre that should have died and is only for people that are projecting because their lives are shit. I could go on. So come at us with your controversial takes, and
I'm about to fight Benji.
We'll include you. Oh, without okay. Disclaimer: I don't believe everything I just said. Maybe some of it. But yeah, so we'll be having that pretty soon. It's gonna be in the morning, like I said, for our EU people because they get excluded so much. I feel so bad. But apart from that, yeah, I think that's any last words y'all want to say? Nope. Cool. Again, thank you for all the follow subscriptions. Like I said, it's all going to go back into improving this. Better cameras, better mics. We want to make this as quality as possible, and we will eventually get there. But from all of us to you, thank you. We love you all. We really appreciate it. If you guys want, we're going to chat a little bit after the stream and just hang out for a little bit. But until next time, like I said, we'll see you guys next week. And fuck, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Am I forgetting something?
No.
Oh, join the anime movie club on Kitsu. We watch a new movie every week. We watched in your corner of this world. In the corner, was it in
this corner of the world? In
this corner of the world. This week we're watching Summer Wars. It's the 10-year anniversary, so we're watching Summer Wars this week. It's so fucking good. Last week we watched Redline. it's a fun club. I'll do another podcast on that too. So follow this channel and everything else. Anyways, okay, all right. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Bye. I love you.
Bye.